What's up, everyone? So, today I want to talk about personal branding and what it can do for your business. I think it's very important to talk about a personal brand because a personal brand, no one can take a personal brand away from you. Like, you'll always have your personal brand. So, wherever you go, you take that with you. And I think it's, what's up, man? I think it's one of the most important things that you can have is a personal brand. And I'm going to go over some of the top 5 things that actually help with your personal brand. So, what a personal brand does, and you have to understand this, is that no one, absolutely no one, can compete with your personal brand. And the reason is because there's only one of you. And that means if you carry yourself very well, you're very knowledgeable, you're very skillful, you take that out wherever you go, and people just know that about you. So no one, absolutely no one, can compete with your personal brand. And I think this is one of the most important things because you can have a monopoly on it. So what happens with a personal brand is it increases trust and credibility. So every time you come out in front of the camera, you're educating, informing people. It gives a level of increased trust and credibility because you kind of always talk about the things that you know, and you're always giving education and information. So a well-established personal brand enhances trust and credibility. It also differentiates you and it gives you a competitive advantage. The reason why is because nobody in the industry or in your industry is doing this. I mean, if you really look and think about it, like no one in your industry is out there like literally going on live every single day talking about that industry specifically, especially here in the Rio Grande Valley. Like it's far and few between. You see a few lawyers doing it, but for the vast majority, like nobody's doing it. I mean, it differentiates and it gives you a competitive advantage. The other one is it improves your marketing and sales. The great thing about this is a personal brand is I always come out talking about marketing or advertising or have conversations with people. So when people come up to me, now they kind of already know what I do for a living. So it's easier to chat with them. It's easier to talk with them about what I do specifically because it just facilitates. I don't have to explain exactly what I do. They kind of already know. So they come in with an expectation of like, okay, it's sales, marketing, advertising. It improves marketing and your sales. I think this is one of the most important parts because you don't want to be selling all the time. Everybody knows when they're being sold to, so it's like everybody's like, all right, whatever, fine. But it helps improve your marketing and your sales. It allows for career advancement. And the reason why this is so interesting is because if people know what you do, then it allows you to get ahead a little bit faster, especially if they see how you speak, your mannerisms, all the little things that make you on video, and they get to see this interaction right here. It allows people to build trust. It allows people to build credibility. It obviously creates the competitive advantage, and it helps in your sales and it helps with your career advancement. The other one is it allows you to be a thought leader in the space. So for example, I feel that there's not very many role models out there, and I could be wrong, but I search high and low for mentors, and there's very few of them. And I'm lucky to be able to meet with a few of my mentors that I got to meet through podcasting, through social media, through these things that I do live every single day because it differentiates me from everyone else. So when I have a conversation with them, they're a little bit more receptive to what I have to say because I'm coming from a place of questioning and understanding. Like I want to be able to learn, and most people aren't willing to learn from mentors, and there's very few mentors out there as well. So it allows you to establish yourself and establish your thoughts. Okay, this is Joshua Modalist. These are my thoughts. This is what I do. This is how I think. And if you want to come along for the journey, then come along and you can join me. And we're like-minded people. So what it does, a personal brand, and I'm going to give you a tip right now about podcasting because I feel podcasting is one of the most powerful tools that people can use for a personal brand. But first, the 5 things that help you differentiate yourself with a personal brand is it improves your trust and credibility. It differentiates you from the competition. It improves your marketing and sales. It allows you to get your career ahead faster and allows you to be a thought leader in the industry. So the great thing about this, especially with podcasting, What's up, guys? We got Quadrado's Corner in the house. Mark, what's up, Bitcoin hodler? Yes, I am a Bitcoin hodler for life, but not for life. Eventually, I'm gonna sell some Bitcoin and go on some vacations and lavish lifestyle. But yeah, I'm definitely a Bitcoin hodler, and the market's coming back up. It's pumping. But getting back to this personal branding. With podcasting specifically, I love podcasting because it does a number of things. It's a great tool, especially for personal branding. When you have a conversation, especially long form, an hour long content with people, and you're having a conversation back and forth, I use this specific strategy to be able to extract content for it. So I'll do some research about about my guests, and ask them very specific questions. And what I'll do is I'll pull maybe 10 different segments from that podcast. And as you see on Instagram, I use them all the time. So now I have daily content that's going out, but asking very specific questions, because if you're in a podcast and you're trying to become a personal brand, you need to educate, inform, or entertain people. And I don't know how to entertain people, so I have to educate or inform. So for me, as a business owner, I don't like TikTok dances. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't do any of that trend crap. And I try to figure out a way to help my clients not do any of that stuff, because most business owners don't want to fucking dance in front of people, and they don't want to do any of these stupid trends that people are doing. So at the end of the day, if you present something to a business owner like, let's educate and inform, it's not the flashiest thing, but I guarantee you over time it works. So with the podcast, I use smaller segments from the hour-long podcast to be able to push out micro content. And I think this is one of the strategies that people don't really understand. It's like they just go in a podcast and they just shoot the shit for an hour. And you can do that. There's nothing wrong with it. But for business purposes, you want to be able to extract some value from it and be able to use that content multi-purposely. Like, you can use it across the board. You can use it on YouTube Shorts. You can use it on stories. And this is another thing I don't think people really understand, is that your social media is your real estate. You have your Facebook posts, you have your Facebook Reels, you have your Instagram Reels, you have your Instagram posts, you have your Instagram stories that you can link out to a website, you have your YouTube content, you have your YouTube long form content, you have your LinkedIn content, you have your articles on LinkedIn. So all these are touch points that people can use to get in contact with you and learn a little bit more about what you do or your business does. So like I said, it allows you to be a voice in your industry, especially if people are looking for an advertising or marketing agency out there. They'd be like, well, who are the guys that are doing this, or who are the people that are doing this, the agencies out there? And if you're the only one that ever talks about it, it's just eventually down the line, people are going to be associating you with the advertising guy, the marketing guy. But you have to keep showing up every single day. And the great thing about this stuff is this live video will last on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube probably for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever. But somebody's going to go back and see this video and they're going to be like, oh shit, that becomes a sale. So think long term, especially with your content marketing. That's all I got for today, guys. I hope these tips help you push a little bit further with your personal brand, and enjoy the good fight, because nobody is doing this stuff. So if you do it now and you do it consistently every single day, you show up every single day, every week, talking about your industry, it's just a matter of time till you become that expert. See you guys next time.